This is a special presentation of Tiger Sports on Alamo Sports and Talk 1230 and 101.9 FM.
You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk 1230 101.9. Welcome to the Lady Tiger Fast Pitch Complex as we get ready for number 1 versus number 2 in the States. Whichever poll you look at, Coach's poll or the Max Preps poll, Mayfield's number 1 and undefeated, and Alamogordo is number 2. So a big-time matchup this afternoon. Nice weather, a little breezy, but cloud cover. And if you are planning on making it out to the ballpark this evening for the single game, jacket's a good idea if you're going to do that. Thanks for tuning in to the Otero Federal Credit Union pregame show as the Alamogordo Lady Tigers and the Mayfield Lady Trojans face off for the first of 3 games this week. The doubleheader will be in Las Cruces coming up on Friday. The Lady Tigers took 2 out of 3 against Oregon Mountain last week, so they find themselves at 3-3 in district play. Meanwhile, Mayfield comes into today's matchup at 6-0, sweeping Centennial, the 2-time defending state champs, and won pretty comfortably in 2 of the games. The other one was a bit more competitive, but very, very impressive doubleheader sweep and the single game last week for Mayfield. Alamogordo's hoping to obviously not have that happen to them, and really, the Lady Tigers want a shot at winning district. They really need to win all 3 games this week. Unfortunately, losing a couple to Centennial and not getting all 3 games last week against Oregon Mountain. I think if they had swept Oregon Mountain, Lady Tigers 2 out of 3 this week would have been okay. They would have been 1 game back. They would have had the series victory. But asking to get all 3 out of Mayfield this week is going to be a huge, huge challenge. So the district still seats the top 4 teams in every poll that you can find. There's only 2. But with Oregon Mountain 3 and Centennial 4, Cruces I think is 7. So you've got 5 of the 6 teams in the district in the top 8 right now. It's an immensely tough district, and every game is going to be an absolute challenge across the board. So excited to see what happens today. It's going to be a lot of fun. So both teams looks like they've about finished up their warm-ups and should be ready for starting lineups and the meeting with the umpires. Umpires are not out on the field yet, so that's pretty much when we can start, when they're ready to start, right? All right, let's take our first break. You're listening to the Otero Federal Credit Union pregame show. Alamogordo and Mayfield coming up next here on Alamo Sports and Talk.
Transform your home with Ochoa Stucco. Whether it's a fresh look or a durable finish, their expert team delivers quality and style. Say goodbye to bland exteriors and hello to stunning curb appeal. Ochoa Stucco, always a flawless finish. 442-6745.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Vacations, weekend getaway, consolidations, appliances, furniture, medical repairs, and more. When life happens, OFCU has a loan for that. Personal loans are as low as 9.99% APR. Apply in person or online today at oterofcu.org. All loans subject to credit approval and restrictions may apply. Not all will qualify. Federally insured by NCUA.
Our success is our success. We belong to you.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Hi, this is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Community banks are so much more than just a bank in a community. We offer favorable rates and low fees. We are the volunteers that step up to help at local schools, youth sports, and non-for-profit organizations. Community bankers support the community where we all live, work, and play.
Putting you first is in our name. First National Bank.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans are subject to credit approval.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit, whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief. We can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle.
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Welcome back to Lady Tiger Fast Pitch. Alamogordo softball hosting Mayfield coming up here in about 10 minutes. You're listening to the Otero Federal Credit Union pregame show. As we mentioned, the Lady Tigers coming in at 3-3 in district. They're 14-3 overall on the season. Mayfield 17-0 and 6-0 in district play. Lady Tigers last week picked up a win on the road over Oregon Mountain, then split the two home games. 3-2 in 9 innings they won on the road, lost 6-5, and then won 6-0. That middle game is the one that they'll kick themselves on because they had the lead going to the top of the 7th and couldn't close it out, and had some opportunities to add on some extra runs in the earlier innings and could make it happen. So, like I said, they'll feel disappointed, I think, that they didn't get all three or get both wins last Thursday night. But it is what it is now. Can't go back and change it, and just have to go forward as we get ready for today's game. Mayfield opened up their season back on the 28th of February with wins over Volcano Vista, 16-1 and 13-7. They beat Isleta out of the El Paso area, 16-0. Wins over Goddard and Cleveland, Carlsbad, and Centennial in a 4-game tournament. So they've beaten Centennial 4 times this season now. Swept Belen, swept Manzano. Cruces gave them a good game 1, and then actually the third game of the series was pretty close too, 13-9. But they got a 13-3 win in the first game of the doubleheader on that Thursday. And then last week, 17-3 on Tuesday, they beat Centennial. And then on Thursday, 15-3. A much closer game in the third game of the series, 8-4, but still a very impressive 3-game sweep of Centennial last week. So they're obviously trying to keep up the momentum. And if they can win from Mayfield's standpoint, if they can win all 3 games this week, they'll go into that Oregon Mountain series possibly already having it locked up. They'll have Gadsden, which you would expect Mayfield to get all 3 there. The question for Oregon Mountain is, can they keep themselves within 2 games? And that's the real question. That's why I say Alamogordo needs to win all 3, because would Mayfield lose any games here down the stretch? I think the Oregon Mountain series will be a challenge for them. There's no doubt about that. But I think the question mark will be how many games, because if Alamo takes 2 out of 3, that still puts them 2 games back. So you're asking Mayfield to lose 2 games out of their final 6. It could happen. I think Oregon Mountain is certainly good enough to do that, but that's, like I said, that's kind of the situation that we're in, or that the Lady Tigers are in right now, in that, they really need to put themselves even with Mayfield in the district. Now, it should be pointed out, if Alamo doesn't do that, and say they finish 2nd or 3rd in the district, there's still a really good chance that they end up as a top 4 seed, that they get to host one of those regionals that first weekend. So it's by no means the end of the world if you don't win the district. But, it is obviously a bonus if you can get yourself to the 1 seed, makes your path at least a little bit easier through the first couple of rounds. Whereas a 2 or 3 seed, it does get a little bit tougher there. But I'll tell you what, all these teams are going to be well tested going into district play, without a doubt. Hey, we're getting some sunshine now. Looks like just as we get ready, some of the clouds are clearing out on us, and honestly, with the breeze, the sunshine is actually going to be a little bit of a thank you positive, because it's just a little bit chilly with the sun, and I think it'll make it solid. So, Coach Daniel Dominguez and Coach Charlene Reyes are meeting at home plate with the two umpires, and the PA is getting ready to, I think, announce the starters, and I assume, I don't know if they're going to do national anthem will be after that. So let's go ahead and give you the lineups as we wait for the meeting at the home plate to finish up. We'll start with Mayfield. Sandra Roberto is the leadoff hitter. She's going to be the shortstop, wearing number 11. The first baseman is Audrina Guillen, and she wears number 2. Catcher is I can't read my own handwriting. Double check the name here. I think it's Jayleon, but I want to make sure. Jaylene. Okay. Jaylene Ponce is the catcher. She wears number 10. Number 14 is Peyton Oliver. She's the second baseman. Ariana Lujan is the starting pitcher. She's number 18. Number 12 is Dallas Ben-Cospin, and she will be out left field. Genesis Angel will be the third baseman, and she wears number 23. Number 13 is Emily Perez, and is the right fielder. Sorry, folks. Not sure when we froze up there. I apologize. Not sure when we cut off there. Let's go ahead and we'll keep going through the Alamogordo lineup here. Chloe Lunar is the starting pitcher. She wears number 23. Number 13 is Amani Kosum. She's the shortstop. Haley Evans is the catcher, and she wears number 12. Davi Gonzalez is the third baseman, wearing number 24. Number 29 is Alyssa Batista. The first baseman. Second baseman, Iceland Ortiz. She wears number 15. Number 19, Elise Roman, is the designated player. And the flex for her is Chloe Evans out in center field. Elise wearing number 19. Number 21 is Chloe Evans. Number 16, Lola Carbajal, is the left fielder. And number 14, Allison Cisco, is the right fielder. They hit 8th and 9th in the order. We'll go back through the orders, and like we did the defensive setups, we'll remind you a few times throughout the game. So if we did lock up there, I'm not sure, we'll be sure to mention that as the game goes along. Mayfield is in their green, hunter green, Kelly green? Can't remember which green it is. And yellow numerals, MHS on the front. The rest of the uniforms are green. Alamogordo is in their black pants, and then black and gold and white, which kind of blends from black at the waist to gold at the numbers and letters, and then white on the tops. Black numerals and lettering outlined in white says Lady Tigers in the front, Alamogordo on the nameplate. All right, we'll take a break and we'll come back. First pitch on the way for you. Number 1 versus number 2 in the state of New Mexico. Alamogordo and Mayfield on Alamo Sports and Talk. This is the Otero Federal Credit Union pregame show.
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there. To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Vacations, weekend getaway, consolidations, appliances, furniture, medical repairs, and more. When life happens, OFCU has a loan for that. Personal loans are as low as 9.99% APR. Apply in person or online today at oterofcu.org. All loans subject to credit approval and restrictions may apply. Not all will qualify. Federally insured by NCUA.
Our success is our success. We belong to you.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Here in our community, we honor the strength of our military families and their children during Military Child Month. First National Bank is honored to support the families who serve, and we thank you for your service.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Use the equity in your home to finance your dreams. This is Leanne Bain from First National Bank. Plan that special vacation, those home improvements, or simply pay off high interest rate bills. It's easy. Apply for your home equity line of credit today.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to credit approval.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Welcome back. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. We are ready to get underway. Alamogordo Lady Tigers, Mayfield Lady Trojans. Mayfield number 1 in the state, Alamogordo number 2 in the states, and pretty good chance that after this week they could see each other again at the state tournament. I don't think that would surprise anybody at all. And Chloe Lunar pitching for the Lady Tigers one more time through the defensive setup for Alamogordo. Evans behind home plate. Batista at first, Ortiz at second base, Kosum at short. It's Gonzalez at third. Left field is Carbajal. Center field is Evans, Chloe Evans. And right field will be Allison Cisco. And for the Lady Trojans, they lead off with Asandra Roberto. She's the shortstop. And we're just about ready to go. Final warm-up pitches here for Chloe Lunar, or final warm-up pitch. Home plate umpire will give a dust of home plate and shake hands with the first base coach for Mayfield. Like Coach Dominguez is the one in the face box for the Lady Trojans. And after drawing a cross just outside the box with the butt of her bat, Roberto will step in and hit from the right-hand side against the left-handed pitching Lunar. Into the wind and the pitch. And it's a high pop-up. It should be playable. Left side of the infield. Kosum calls off Gonzalez, and she's got it. And there's one down. So a great start for the Lady Tigers. 1 pitch and 1 out. And Audrina Guillen will come to the plate. The first baseman steps in, and she'll hit from the left-hand side. Was a bit of a question of whether Guillen or Lujan was going to start pitching. I believe it is Lujan that is going to be the starting pitcher. And the first pitch is in for a strike to Guillen. Breeze is coming in from center field. And it's gusty at times, but not too bad overall. And the 0-1 is a called strike, and it's 0-2. That one running on the outer half of the plate, and pretty close to the belt. Might have been a skosh high. The 0-2. And a swing and a miss. And Lunar with a wonderful start to this one as she gets a one pitch pop out and then is able to get the strikeout on 3 pitches. Jaylene Ponce comes to the plate now. And she hits from the right-hand side. One practice swing. She'll put her left foot in, put her hand up, and now be ready to go. That's in there for a strike. 0-1. Now, certainly the Lady Tigers will go today as well as Chloe Lunar is able to pitch, and she has been solid all season long. Goes with the spin ball here, and it'll drop low at 1-1. There's no doubt Chloe able to keep the Lady Tigers in games. She hasn't been shut down all throughout the season, but she certainly had some great performances, some shutouts like last Thursday night in the second game against Oregon Mountain, as that'll miss 2-1. And she was able to get out of, there were multiple times that Oregon Mountain either had the bases loaded or a couple in scoring position. She was able to get out of trouble when she needed to. Swing and a miss, 2-2. So maybe not going to overpower an opposing team, but she certainly comes up with big pitches when she needs to in big spots. I think she has the capability of overpowering teams. There's no doubt about that. Swing and a foul tip into the glove, and 2 strikeouts to begin the inning, and a great start for the Alamogordo Lady Tigers as they put Mayfield down in order in the top of the first with a pop out and a pair of strikeouts. We'll take a break and come back on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. No scores. We go to the bottom of the first. You're listening to Lady Tiger Fast Pitch on Alamo Sports and Talk.
Looking to transform your home's exterior? Meet Rudy Ochoa. With years of experience in stucco, Rudy and his crew deliver quality craftsmanship and stunning flawless finishes. 575-442-6745.
We are the Veterans Health Administration, and our hands provide life-changing care to over 9 million veterans across more than 1,200 facilities nationwide. Join hands with us to make an impact in your community. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov.
Vacations, weekend getaway, consolidations, appliances, furniture, medical repairs, and more. When life happens, OFCU has a loan for that. Personal loans are as low as 9.99% APR. Apply in person or online today at oterofcu.org. All loans subject to credit approval. Other restrictions may apply. Not all will qualify. Federally insured by NCUA.
Our success is our success. We belong to you.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Welcome back to the Lady Tiger Fast Pitch Complex. Alamogordo softball getting ready to hit for the first time today as they get through the top half of the inning with no damage done. Put them down in order. And the person who did that, Chloe Lunar, comes to the plate to lead things off for Alamogordo. We'll run through the defensive setup for Mayfield here again, and we wait for the first pitch. Right-handed pitcher as that first one comes inside. And it's 1-0. And it is Ariana Lujan that will pitch for the Lady Trojans as the 1-0 is on the way. And that's going to be low, 2-0. Behind home plate is Jaylene Ponce. First baseman is Adrina Guillen. Peyton Oliver at second base. The shortstop is Asandra Roberto. And the third baseman is Genesis Angel. 2-0 is fouled off by Lunar. Goes off the netting, and 2-1 the count. Outfield for the Lady Trojans is Dallas Bencomo, and left center field is Quintana, and right field is Emily Perez. Kosum and Evans do up in the inning for the Lady Tigers, the top of the order. And Lunar will watch that one miss, and look like a pretty good pitch there from Lujan. I'm guessing it just popped outside there, but that ball had some really good movement on it. 3-1. That'll be at the knees for a called strike. And the count goes full 3-2. Lunar hitting from the left-hand side. And she'll foul this one off the netting. And the count will stay 3-2. got Tularosa softball in action today at home as they host Hatch Valley. Tularosa baseball is at Socorro today. Alamogordo baseball is in Las Cruces taking on Mayfield as well. This one hit hard out to left field. It is still in the air, and it is going to be caught out near the wall. Didn't quite have the distance on it as Bencomo will make the catch, and there's one down. Going to bring up Amani Kosum, who had a great doubleheader against Oregon Mountain last Thursday. Big home run, and I think had 6 or 7 hits between the two games. I know she went 4 for 4 in game 1. And she starts out from the right-hand side. And a called strike at the belt. It counts 0-1. As Lujan winds and deals, and that's fouled off. And the count goes 0-2. The pitch popped up and out of play behind home plate. And the count is 0-2. We've had cloud cover pretty much all day long, and right now we're getting bright sunshine. I don't know if it's necessarily going to last. We still have some clouds out there, but like I said, the breeze comes and goes. It's not anything too awful, certainly as bad as the wind can be this time of the year. As here's a pop-up again back behind home plate, and that'll get out of play and slam off the top of the crow's nest. And Kosum will head back to home plate and face another 2-strike pitch here. Still 0-2, but the 5th pitch of the at-bat. And this one she hits in the air. This could be playable. It's over towards the Alamogordo dugout. And nope, it's going to be another foul ball. Couldn't see what happened over there, but the second baseman, first baseman, all were headed that direction. Fortunately, we're shielded up here by the dugout itself. So this will be the 6th pitch of the at-bat, and we're still 0-2 in the count. 3 straight fouled off by Kosum. This one will miss above the belt. 1-2. That was a good battle here for Amani. Getting to see more pitches, always a positive in that first at-bat. 1-2, a soft little pop-up that will just get over the head of the shortstop and into the outfield. So turned it inside out and got enough of it to hit a little bloop single in the left center field. And a 1-out single for Kosum. And Haley Evans, who has been hitting the ball very well, comes to the plate. She had a very good game against Oregon, or a very good couple of games against Oregon Mountain last Thursday. Certainly Amani and Haley have probably been the 2 most consistent hitters in the order for the Lady Tigers. And that's going to be a called strike. Showed bunt, did Evans. Brought it back. But still called a strike. I'm curious if we didn't see, at least in the first few games here, we haven't seen Alamogordo really push it and try to get some stolen bases. Kosum will go. Here's the throw, and it is going to get into the outfield. Kosum thought about trying to get it to third, but Amani picks up a stolen base. So just as I say that, and maybe it was just with the catchers they were facing the last couple weeks. Maybe today was one they felt like they had a better chance to test and have a chance to get some stolen bases. And so Evans at the plate. Count is even at 1-1. And Lujan ready to bring the next pitch. Here's a ground ball to third. That's a fair ball. Kosum will try to advance to third here. She will. Ball just leaked away from the third baseman, but she was backed up nicely by her shortstop. So it does put a runner on third. It's a ground out 5-3 for Evans. And Davi Gonzalez will come to the plate for the Lady Tigers. And she'll hit from the left-hand side, and a base knock could give Alamogordo an early lead. Pretty big hole up the middle. If she can find good contact, she sends it sky high. It will get out of play, it looks like, yes. Over to the third base side. And the count's 0-1. Especially in the early innings, Davi's been able to come up with some big hits and big RBIs for the Lady Tigers. And she hits a ground ball up the middle. It is going to get through for a base hit. And on cue, Gonzalez gives Alamogordo an early lead, 1-0 on an RBI single. So the Lady Tigers still with a base runner and the lead now, 1-0 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. And it'll be Alyssa Bautista coming to the plate. Certainly the way that Mayfield's playing their defense, the second baseman, third, and shortstopper kind of shaded a little bit further over towards third and first base respectively as this one's popped up and out of play by Bautista, 0-1. Gonzalez at first base. As Bautista from the left-hand side steps back in and in the dirt. And Ponce able to keep that from escaping her grasp. Count evens up at 1-1. 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Alamogordo's taking a 1-0 lead on an Amani Kosum single, stolen base, advanced on a ground out, and then a single from Davi Gonzalez. That pitch is going to miss. I think just a little bit low, 2-1. Bautista held up on a swing attempt. And this is hit high in the air, should be playable. Well, it's in foul territory. A diving grab by the shortstop. Looks like she's got it indeed. Heck of a play by Asandra Roberto as she was able to make the long run and catch it in foul territory on the third base side. So it's 1-0 Alamogordo. Lady Tigers leave one on. They get 2 hits. And we go to the top of the second on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 101.9.
Here in our community, we honor the strength of our military families and their children during Military Child Month. First National Bank is honored to support the families who serve, and we thank you for your service.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Remember, if something seems too good to be true, it often is. This is Emily from First National Bank. Trust your instincts and stay vigilant to online fraud. Protect yourself from becoming a victim. Think before you act. If you have concerns, contact your bank for further assistance.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
Join Stand Up to Cancer and Jazz Pharmaceuticals to raise awareness of small cell lung cancer and accelerate the pace of research. Ask your healthcare provider about screening options that might be right for you or a loved one. Visit standuptocancer.org/lung to learn more.
All Sports and Talk, 1230, 101.9, top at 2. And it's Alamogordo 1, Mayfield nothing. Chloe Lennar behind in the count here, 3-0. After last one was in the dirt. The 0-2 just missed, and that one's going to be high, and that's 4-pitch walk. So Mayfield's got their first base runner as Oliver comes to the plate and gets the base on balls on 4 consecutive pitches. The pitcher, Ariana Lujan, comes to the plate. And it's a dangerous Mayfield team, and they score runs in bunches, just based on some of the games I've looked at where, they'll have 5, 6, 7, 8-run innings. So when they get momentum going, they're a scary group. Foul off on a bunt attempt by Lujan. It's 0-1. Ariana Lujan, Dallas Bencomo due up this inning. In the Lady Tigers defensive setup, Evans behind home plate. Infield is Bautista, Ortiz, Kosum, and Gonzalez. Outfield from left to right is Carbajal, Chloe Evans. And here's a throw back to first. They're going to get her. Oh, my, really? I don't know about that. They're going to say she got the hand in before the tag by Bautista. Boy, the throw was there in plenty of time. I don't think I couldn't see the hand on the opposite side of Bautista's body, but it looked like they had gotten her on a pickoff throw. But it's 1-1 at the plate. The runner's still on first. Here's a bunt attempt that's going to be fouled off, and it's 1-2 now. I'll say the bag over at first is kind of loosely on over there. Here comes the 1-2. Hard hit and to the opposite field. And Carbajal went to third after she picked that one up. That was one of those that was hit hard enough to right field. I think she probably had a chance to make a throw to first and maybe get the out there, but it'll be a single. That puts runners on first and second, and probably a courtesy runner here for Mayfield for their pitcher, Ariana Lujan. So coming in is number 1, Anaya Nielsen. And here's a bunt attempt that's going to go foul by Bencomo. And the count is 0-1. Now, I will say that pickoff that it certainly looked like the Lady Tigers had gotten could loom large here as the inning progresses. Bautista is about a third of the way up the first base line, ready to play the bunt. And here's a pop-up on the bunt that'll get back to the netting. So far, Mayfield not having a lot of success trying to put down the bunt. They've tried, I think, made contact 4 times now, and all of them have gone foul. But then the first time they let Lujan swing, she poked it out to right field for a base hit. So here comes the 0-2 from Lunar. And looking for the outside corner, doesn't get it. 1-2. Lunar ready to go. And she's going to see that one go in the dirt, and it's going to get to the backstop, and both runners advance into scoring position. 2-2. Mayfield with a base hit here has a chance to take the lead. 1-0 Alamogordo in the top of the second inning. And a ground ball foul up the third base line. The count will remain 2-2. A walk and a single and a wild pitch as runners on second and third for Mayfield in the top of the second inning. 2-2 the count here to Dallas Bencomo, the left fielder. Her first at-bat of the day. As here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss, and a big strikeout there from Lunar. 1 down. I said she's been great about coming up with big pitches when she needs them in these kind of spots. And she gives a couple of pats to the rosin bag, and we'll get ready to face Genesis Angel as the third baseman will see that one. It's a one-hopper that's going to go off the chest of Evans, and the runner will score from third. So just hit the ground before it hit home plate and took a carom up into the chest of Evans, and that was going to be a tough one for her to make a play on. we're all tied up at 1. Also allows the courtesy runner Langston to move up to third. And here comes the pitch. High pop up that will get out to left center field. And, both players just never make a play on it. And there's 2 on, so Evans and Carbajal couldn't decide what they were going to do there, and they both let the ball drop. That was one that they absolutely had to have. That was, I don't know if I talked about it during the pregame, but I know I talked about it on the roundup earlier today that the Lady Tigers defensively have just had some miscues. That one's a bit tougher than some of the others they've had, just little things. That's a big thing. And against a really good team like Mayfield, can't basically give them free run. They probably would have scored the run anyway, but now you have a runner on second instead of the second out. As they pitch in there 0-1 for a strike to Emily Perez. So we'll give the double to Angel there. I'm not sure who you'd necessarily give the error to, as both players were in the vicinity, but the 0-1 in the dirt, it's 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. 2-1 Mayfield in the top of the second inning. And this inning is going to feel for the Lady Tigers that, they kind of let it get away. Wild pitches, a drop fly ball, and that's in the dirt, but a swing and a miss. And I guess she was able to snag that up, so didn't need to make the tag. And there's 2 down. Second strikeout of the inning for Lunar. And Brisa Quintana, the center fielder, comes to the plate. Still with a runner on second and 2 down. And the bunt laid down. But it goes foul. One is a called strike on the outside half. 0-2 now. And the 0-2 pitch. Just got a piece of it, stuck the bat out there, and sent it to the backstop. And the count will stay 0-2. Mayfield's taken their first lead of the game here at the top of the second. And here comes the pitch from Lunar. That's outside. 1-2 the count. And the pitch. That's low and away. And 2-2 now. Swing and a miss and a strikeout. Lunar now up to 5 strikeouts. But Mayfield does some damage this inning. 1 run on a wild pitch, the other one on a drop fly ball. The run would have scored anyway with the sac fly, but the Lady Tigers miscue left a runner on. That thankfully did not affect them in this inning. So we go to the bottom of the second. Lady Tigers back up to bat, trailing 2-1 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. Will return after this.
Vacations, weekend getaway, consolidations, appliances, furniture, medical repairs, and more. When life happens, OFCU has a loan for that. Personal loans are as low as 9.99% APR. Apply in person or online today at oterofcu.org. All loans subject to credit approval and restrictions may apply. Not all will qualify. Federally insured by NCUA.
Our success is our success. We belong to you.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019, as Iceland Ortiz leads it off for the Lady Tigers in the bottom of the second inning. They trail 2-1 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard, and she takes the first pitch for a ball. Ariana Lujan continues in the circle for Mayfield. That'll miss up at the face, 2-0. Lady Tigers do up with their 6, 7, and 8 hitters this inning, as it'll be Ortiz, Roman, and Carbajal. And taking the whole way, and it'll be inside, 3-0. And I would imagine taking here on 3-0 will be Ortiz. And that'll miss outside. So a mirror of the top half of the inning, a 4-pitch walk, puts a base runner on. This time it's for the Lady Tigers, and it'll bring up Elise Roman, the designated player. And the righty will check her wrist sheet and step into the batter's box. Right-handed pitching Lujan, ready to send it. And that's going to be a called strike, right about the belt. And the count is 0-1. Lujan winds and deals. That'll drop below the knees. Count evens up at 1-1. Ortiz the runner on first after the leadoff walk. And Ortiz going to try to steal, but she is going to be out at second base. And didn't get a particularly great jump there, and it was a very good throw from the catcher, Ponce. And so the Lady Tigers with one out, and it's 1-2 at the count here for Roman. Nobody on the base paths as the pitch is on its way, and she'll pop this one back to the crow's nest here. And the count stays 1-2. The pitch. That's going to be a little low, and the count evens up at 2-2. Update from Alamogordo Tennis. The girls got a 6-3 win. As here's a soft little pop-up out towards the shortstop and getting turned around a little bit, but eventually getting to it was Roberto. And there's 2 down. Alamo boys dropped their duel today against Mayfield 7-2. So we'll post those full results up on our Facebook page a little bit later on today. Tiger Tennis back at it next Tuesday when they go to Las Cruces to take on Las Cruces High School. And a check swing on a pitch that will be right at the knees to Lola Carbajal, and it's 0-1. And a ground ball that will roll right over to the first baseman along the foul line, and she'll just snap it up. Step on the bag, and in the inning. So Lady Tigers behind 2-1 after 2 full innings on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. You're listening to Lady Tiger Fast Pitch on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
This is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Banking should be personal. It's the comfort of being greeted by name, celebrating life's milestones, and staying connected to what matters most. Because when your bank truly knows you, You're never just another transaction. We're proud to support you on your financial journey and serve in the communities we call home. First National Bank, where community and commitment come together. Stop in today and experience the difference.
First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Winner Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit, whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief. We can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winner Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winner Circle.
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019, top of the third inning. And Mayfield back up to bat here with a 2-1 lead on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. Sandra Roberto to the plate for the second time. She popped out to the shortstop in her first at-bat and heading the count 1-0. Lunar continues in the circle and just misses off the outside, 2-0. Mayfield with 2 hits, 3 total base runners. Lady Tigers also with 2 hits and another one that is in the dirt for Lunars. She's had a few wild pitches today. That was a big part of the runs coming in the last inning, which is unusual for her. Really haven't seen that very much this year for her, or at least in the games that we've had a chance to see. As that gets on the outer half of the plate for called strike, 3-1. Winds and deals. And again, spots that outside corner nicely and has worked it back to a full count here, 3-2. It has been a little feast or famine. 5 strikeouts for Lunar, but also a walk, a single, and a double. And that one will be fouled off. I will say the one double can't really put on Chloe. That was I put it down as a double, but certainly could have been an error. Another payoff pitch on the way. And here it comes. Swing and a miss, and strikeout number 6 for Lunar. 1 down as she got Roberto to chase one upstairs a bit there. Adrina Guillen comes to the plate now. And the lefty steps in. She struck out in her first at-bat. And she'll watch that first pitch miss. Looks like low and away. With the count 1-0. Not a ton of lefties in this lineup for Mayfield. I think Guillen is the only one. I might have missed one other in the order there. Ground ball, 2 shorts. Kosum grabs it, toss on to first. 2 down. And it'll bring up Jalen Ponce now. The catcher struck out in her first at-bat. Just missing off the outside on a really nice pitch there from Lunar. 1-0. Well, top of the order. Chloe's had some good success here. She's gotten the 1 and 2 hitters out both times and trying to keep it up here. High pop up. This could be playable in foul territory. Kosum trying to get there. Oh, wasn't able to make the grab. And hopefully she is okay. Looks like, well, maybe not. Can't tell what exactly happened over there, as there was a collision with the fence. And David Maldonado going over to check it out, the Alamogordo athletic trainer. Now Coach Charlie and Reyes out onto the field as well. And it looks like Amani's okay as she gets up under her own power. But made the effort to get over there and certainly crashed into the fencing and needed a little bit of extra time to get up. And she is standing over at the third baseline in the outfield. She made a long run to get there and had a shot at it. She's going to stay in, it looks like. If anything, maybe just knock the wind out of her a little bit, as she was really moving to get over to that softball. And looks like she is okay. Continuing to kind of dust herself off. So it'll be 1-1 here to Ponce, with the bases empty and 2 down in the top of the third. As the off-speed pitch will be in the dirt. 2-1. The pitch. And that's going to be a called strike. Hits the outer half of the plate. And the count evens up at 2-2 with 2 down in the top of the third. As Lunar is ready to go. Here's the pitch. Fouled off, out of play. And we'll keep the count at 2-2. Here's the pitch. And that'll miss low and away. 3-2. Couldn't get Ponce to chase it. And a full count with 2 outs and the bases empty. Trying to shut down this inning right here. The righty back into the box. And Lunar ready to go. Swing and a miss and struck her out. Strikeout number 7. As Lunar gets him down in order here in the top of the third and remains a 2-1 ball game. Bottom of the third coming up. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Transform your home with Ochoa Stucco. Whether it's a fresh look or a durable finish, their expert team delivers quality and style. Say goodbye to bland exteriors and hello to stunning curb appeal. Ochoa Stucco, always a flawless finish. 442-6745.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Vacations, weekend getaway, consolidations, appliances, furniture, medical repairs, and more. When life happens, OFCU has a loan for that. Personal loans are as low as 9.99% APR. Apply in person or online today at oterofcu.org. All loans subject to credit approval and restrictions may apply. Not all will qualify. Federally insured by NCUA.
Our success is our success. We belong to you.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. As we go to the bottom of the third, Lady Tigers back up to bat. Allison Cisco will lead it off. It'll be Chloe Lenar and Amani Kosum also due up in the inning. 9, 1, and 2 in the order for Alamogordo. Ariana Lujan continues in the circle for the Lady Trojans. Showing bunt, bringing it back. Pitch is high. And it'll be 1-0 to Cisco. Allison has not gotten a ton of chances here this season. It's been kind of a mix on who's been the flex player. She more often than not has been. As the 1-0 is low, and the count 2-0. Today it's Chloe Evans. I'm a little surprised Reagan Rose is out of the lineup. She hit really well the the other night. Again, showing bunt. That's going to be a called strike. And the count is 2-1. Pitch is going to be high. And again, Cisco was squaring around to bunt. 3-1 the count now. Shows a bunt, but unable to make contact, and she'll switch over to the right-hand side of the batter's box. Three-two, and a ground ball over to third, snagged. Toss on to first is in time. And it'll be the throw. Genesis Angel makes a throw to first base to Guillen. And there's one down. And back to the top of the order with Chloe Lunar. Popped out to left field. Made some good contact, but just couldn't carry it the full distance out of the ballpark. And a one hop back to the catcher. Counts 1-0. And this is ripped hard to right field. It's gone. Solo home run for Chloe Lunar as she hits it. A line drive out of the ballpark. And Lunar is going to tie this one up at 2. She's met by her teammates at home plate. And the Lady Tigers see it even 2-2. I'm going to bring up Imani Kosum now. Single and a run scored, stolen base. Good trip around the base paths her first time up. One out in the bottom of the third, and the base is empty. Ball's going to miss outside. 1-0 to Kosum, who really battled nicely. Was behind 0-2 in the count pretty much the whole way and worked it, I think, to the 7th pitch of the at-bat and just looped a little bloop single into left center. That's going to miss inside on the 1-0, and now 2-0. Lujan wanting the pitch sign, and now she's got it. 2-0 is on the outer half for a called strike, 2-1. Good to see Imani after she made some contact with the foul line fence on the third base side, trying to get a softball, and he's going to send this one to the outfield for a base hit. Kosum will round first and then head on back. And so back-to-back singles for Kosum. And Haley Evans, who grounded out to third, will come up for her second at-bat. That ground out was important as she moved Kosum up to third, and then Davi Gonzalez came up with a single. Pitch is low. I will say with Kosum's speed, she probably would have scored from second anyway, but certainly made it a little less adventurous. Here comes the 1-0, and that's inside. 2-0 to Evans. Tied up at 2 after a Chloe Lunar solo home run earlier this inning. The Tigers trying to retake the lead. Pitch is high. 3-0. Haley was a state champion in her weight class this past weekend in powerlifting. That's a called strike at the belt. 3-1. Part of a Lady Tiger team that finished second in Class 5A this past weekend. And she'll softly pop this one up right back to the pitcher. And disappointing on a 3-1 for Evans. And there's 2 down. And to bring up Davi Gonzalez, who had the RBI single to give the Lady Tigers the lead early on. As here comes the pitch from Lujan in the dirt. Ponce keeps it in front of her. Kosum will stay at first base. And a high pop-up that could be caught. It's out into left field, and it is snagged by Bencomo, and the inning is over. So Lady Tigers get a couple hits. One of those is a solo home run. They leave one on, no errors. And the Lady Tigers tied up 2-2 after 3 complete on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. You're listening to Lady Tiger Fast Pitch on Alamo Sports and Talk.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Hi, this is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Community banks are so much more than just a bank in a community. We offer favorable rates and low fees. We are the volunteers that step up to help at local schools, youth sports, and non-for-profit organizations. Community bankers support the community where we all live, work, and play.
Putting you first is in our name. First National Bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. All loans are subject to credit approval.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019, and the very first pitch is a base knock out into left field for Peyton Oliver, and she's on for the second time today after drawing a walk and scoring a run in the second inning. 2-2. Okay. And here's a bunt that is fielded nicely. And throw on to first by Gonzalez. She, for a second, thought about going to second, but took the safe out. And so come to the plate now. This one is hit high in the air. Should go foul, out of play up the first base side is Dallas Bencomo. Bencomo struck out her first time up. Counts 0-1. High in the air out to right field, making a run on it, and unable to make the grab is Cisco, and she was trying to get to that along the foul line up the first base side. But that dropped in fair territory, so the outfield has had a couple of rough ones. And it puts runners on the corners with nobody out. That one could be more costly. A deep fly ball now scores a run. Previous mistake ended up being nothing. I'll give Bencomo the single there. doubled in a run her last time up. She was the one actually that hit that deep fly ball that sorry for dropping out there, folks. It's 3-2 Mayfield, a double steal and a throw that ended up going in the outfield, scored a run. And we're going to get a walk here with runners on first and second now. And one out. So it'll bring up Emily Perez for the second time. She struck out in her first at-bat. And this is hit hard out to right field. Cisco's got the catch. 2 down. Runner will advance to third on the play, so it'll be corners here for Mayfield. And definitely Lady Tigers will be thrown out to second, I don't think. And again, you could get the final out there with a good throw to second base, so we'll see. Bring up Brisa Quintana, who struck out her first time out. Showed bunt. And they're going to call an illegal pitch. Said something like double presentation, I think so. And they will just throw back to the catcher as the runner does advance to second. And it'll be 2-0 here to Quintana. Bencomo at third. Angel out at second base. And a bunt that's going to be fouled off to the backstop. 2-1. A little surprised that they have her bunting with 2 outs and a couple runners on. Sort of understand the if she's got the speed to beat it out. Two-one. And that's in there for a strike at the knees on the outside corner. And the count evens up at 2-2. Second and third for Mayfield, trying to add on to a 3-2 lead. And the pitch. Fouled off. And we'll do the 2-2 again. And time called by the first base coach. His hitter. I've seen that a little bit more today than I feel like we usually do, is the coach taking time to talk to his hitter. Another 2-2 pitch on the way. And she check swings. Did she go? Home plate umpire said no. Field umpire is on the left-hand side of the field, so he's probably not going to make a decision there. So if the home plate umpire doesn't make it, probably not going to be called a swing. 3-2. Hit into the air to the right side of the infield. Ortiz will have that easily. And that'll be the end of the top of the fourth. Lady Tigers give up a run, but Mayfield strands 2. And we go to the bottom of the fourth with the Lady Tigers trailing 3-2 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. We'll be back.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle.
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there. To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. The Lady Tigers trailing 3-2. And we'll bring up Alyssa Bautista to begin things here in this inning. And that one is going to hit off of her head as she draws a hit by pitch. She seems to be okay. I'm always amazed at these kids that take these hit by pitches off the helmet. That wasn't a blazing fastball or anything, but even so. I feel like at that age, I'm not sure I would have even reacted that way, taking a softball off my helmet, but baseball players are the same way. I'm always amazed by that. So to the plate now is Iceland Ortiz. She walked her first at-bat, and we'll watch this one miss high, 1-0. Both teams have been able to rally back. Alamo led 1-0. Mayfield took the lead 2-1. Alamo tied it up at 2. Mayfield goes back in front 3-2. Ortiz will hit this in the air out to left field. That could drop. No, another nice play by the left fielder, Bencomo, as she makes that on a, maybe not a sprint, but certainly a pretty good gallop to get to it. And there's one down. And it'll be Elise Roman who will come to the plate. She grounded out to shortstop her first time up with Bautista at first. Lujan, the right-handed pitcher for Mayfield, ready to go. And she'll miss that one at the numbers, or the letters, I should say. Counts 1-0. Swing and a foul tip. Count will even up at 1-1. On first, the Lady Tigers here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And fouled off again. A bit more contact there for Roman, 1-2. Lujan's only given up the 2 runs. She hasn't struck out anybody in this game. But her pitches have been effective. As that's high at the shoulders, 2-2. Pitch. Just pops this one up back to the catcher. Easy play for Ponce as she makes the grab. And there's 2 down. A lot of pop-ups for the Lady Tigers, and a lot of them been those little soft pop-ups on the infield. You look at the outs in this game, and Lujan's very good at getting fly balls and not ones that are carrying out of the ballpark. As here's a ground ball right back up the middle. Easy play for the shortstop, Roberto, as she will step on the bag at second on the fielder's choice, and Carbajal grounds out to in the inning. 3-2, Mayfield in front. We're through 4 here on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. You're listening to Lady Tigers softball on Alamo Sports and Talk.
Vacations, weekend getaway, consolidations, appliances, furniture, medical repairs, and more. When life happens, OFCU has a loan for that. Personal loans are as low as 9.99% APR. Apply in person or online today at oterofcu.org. All loans subject to credit approval and restrictions may apply. Not all will qualify. Federally insured by NCUA.
Your success is our success. We belong to you.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. We begin the top of the 5th inning. Mayfield up to bat. And first pitch from Chloe Lunar is going to miss outside, and the count's 1-0. It's back to the top of the order. 0 for 2 for Sandra Roberto, the shortstop. And she'll watch that one in 2-0. Top of the order, Lunar's had success. She's put them down in order every time. And the runs have come from the 4-hitter and beyond. This is a high fly ball out the center. This one may carry. It is all the way at the fence, and a nice grab out there in center by Chloe Lunar. Couldn't tell if that one was going to stay in the ballpark or not. Maybe that breeze helped a little bit in that spot as it was caught right underneath the scoreboard out in right center field. And there's one down. It'll bring up Adrina Guillen, who is grounded out and struck out her 2 times. And a swing and a miss, 0-1. Now after a little bit of trouble early on, Evans and Cisco in the outfield have made 2 really nice plays. And not easy ones with the breeze that we've got. Certainly can make a little challenging. Here's a ground ball right back to the circle. Easy play for Lunar. And she'll toss it on to first. 1-3. And again, 2 quick outs at the top of the order for the Lady Tigers. And Jaylene Ponce will come to the plate. She has struck out twice. And Lunar ready to go. Here's a foul off to the netting, first base side. 0-1 to Ponce. Top of 5 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. Mayfield 3, Alamogordo 2. And Lunar winds and deals. And this is a base hit out to left field. Could be 2. See if it happens. Yep, she's going to turn the corner as Carbajal wasn't able to get to that for the throw in. And so up the third base line, it was not especially hard hit, but she hit it in a good spot. And so Ponce, with her first hit of the day, gives Mayfield a runner in scoring position with 2 down. And she will be traded out for a courtesy runner. Analia Puente Cruz will head out to second base. And it'll be Peyton Oliver to the plate. She is 1 for 1, a single and a run scored, a walk and a run scored. And in the cleanup spot, an opportunity. See if Alamogordo's thinking about maybe intentionally walking her. No, they're going to throw to her. And that one's going to be a Called strike on the inside corner. I don't know if he said that she went around, one of the two. Then the count's 0-1. Pitch. And that'll miss outside, 1-1. And maybe you just don't really give her or try not to give her a good pitch to do something with here and see if she chases. That's it out to left field. It's right at Carbajal. No, it's over her head to the wall. Run will score. And ending up at second with the double is Oliver. So the 2 and 3 spot, back-to-back doubles. And the Lady Tigers deficit swells to 4-2. A little surprised Alamogordo did not go with the intentional walk there, but maybe they feel like here in the 5 and 6 spots it's the same challenge that you're facing there as the first pitch is on the inner half for a called strike, 0-1. First time either team has scored in back-to-back innings in this game. And that's a very nice spin ball from Lunar as she got that one to run along the outside. Counts 0-2. And swing and a miss and struck her out. But a couple of doubles with 2 outs. And increases the lead for Mayfield, 4-2 as we go to the bottom of the 5th on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk.
Here in our community, we honor the strength of our military families and their children during Military Child Month. First National Bank is honored to support the families who serve, and we thank you for your service.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Use the equity in your home to finance your dreams. This is Leanne Bain from First National Bank. Plan that special vacation, those home improvements, or simply pay off high interest rate bills. It's easy. Apply for your home equity line of credit today.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender, all on subject to credit approval.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Alamogordo trails 4-2. And with the Allison Cisco, and she'll get out of the way of a pitch that comes up and in, and it's 1-0. So again for the Lady Tigers, 9-1-2 in the order. Cisco grounded out to third base in her first at-bat. And she shows bunt. Pitch is going to hit the inside corner for a called strike, 1-1. They do a similar thing with Allison that they tend to do with Amani Kosum is have her start off on the left-hand side, then switch over, which I've been told is to kind of get a good look at the softball and what the pitches look like as she swings and misses 1-2. And trying to hit the outside corner, doesn't get the call. And the count evens up at 2-2. And Cisco will foul this one off to the netting, and the count will remain 2-2. So it's Lunar and Kosum. That will also be doing this inning. Chloe hit a solo home runner last time up. And that's going to be a called strike 3 on the outer half, and Cisco will head back. First strikeout of the day for Ariana Lujan. The Lujan has given up, 4 hits in this game. And one of those to Chloe Lunar. Yeah, she sent one over the right field fence her last time up. Now watch that one miss above the letters. Counts 1-0. We're in the bottom of the fifth inning on the Richardson Motors scoreboard. Mayfield 4, Alamogordo 2. Mayfield with 2 runs in the second, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, in the dirt. Alamogordo with a run in the first and a run in the third. Two-0 here to Lunar. And that's very high, 3-0. Perhaps no interest in giving Chloe anything good to look at here after her last at-bat. Yeah, she's going to hit this high in the air out to right center field. It's not going to carry like the last one. Oh, and almost a collision in the outfield as the right fielder for Mayfield swept in front of the center fielder to make the grab as Emily Perez kind of took it from Brisa Quintana. Quintana kind of put her arms up like, what's going on here? But from Mayfield's perspective, somebody caught it, and that's all that really matters. Chloe swinging on 3-0 there. As Amani Kosum comes to the plate. A couple of singles today and a run scored. The 1-0. And it's a high pop-up that could stay in play. No, it's just going to get into the netting. Back behind home plate, and the count evens up at 1-1. Kosum will hit a ground ball right back to the circle. Toss on to first, and the inning is over. Lady Tigers remain down 4-2 as we're through 5 complete on the Richardson Motors scoreboard. You're listening to Lady Tiger Fast Pitch.
Looking to transform your home's exterior? Meet Rudy Ochoa. With years of experience in stucco, Rudy and his crew deliver quality craftsmanship and stunning flawless finishes. 575-442-6745.
We are the Veterans Health Administration, and our hands provide life-changing care to over 9 million veterans across more than 1,200 facilities nationwide. Join hands with us to make an impact in your community. Learn more at vacareers.va.gov.
Vacations, weekend getaway, consolidations, appliances, furniture, medical repairs, and more. When life happens, OFCU has a loan for that. Personal loans are as low as 9.99% APR. Apply in person or online today at oterofcu.org. All loans subject to credit approval and restrictions may apply. Not all will qualify. Federally insured by NCUA.
Our success is our success. We belong to you.
Top of the 6th inning on the Richardson Motors scoreboard. It's Mayfield 4, Alamogordo 2. As you're listening to Lady Tiger Fast Pitch, and Mayfield back to the plate. As they will send up their 6, 7, and 8 hitters here in the top of the 6th. And it'll be Dallas Bencomo, who has struck out and singled in her 2 at-bats. And she looks for her second hit of the day, Chloe Lenar. Lines and deals, and this is a high pop-up that may stay in play. Gonzalez trying to get there, but it's just going to get beyond the fence over on the third base side. And it'll be 0-1. Lunar with 7 strikeouts today. And ahead in the count 0-1. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Good rising pitch there. I think from the batter's eye coming in and just continue to rise. The 0-2. fouled off, getting a piece of it off the end of the bat into the backstop. Mayfield with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. The 4 runs. And that'll miss a little bit up and away. 1-2. Wild pitch scored a run. A double steal with a throw out to second that went into the outfield, scored a run. And that one just completely came out of the grip of Lunar as it sails to the backstop. And 2-2. And that's a called strike 3 at the knees on the outside corner. That's about as good as you can place it there for Lunar as she picks up strikeout number 8. Brings up Genesis Angel, and if I am saying that wrong, I apologize. Could be on hell. Double and a walk, an RBI on the day. She's got an RBI. So does Peyton Oliver. Yep, and so, yeah, the other 2 runs were scored on the wild pitch and the throw out to second that went into center field. That'll be outside on the first offering, 1-0. Good day at the plate so far for her. And we'll try to keep that going. The 1-0. That'll miss just outside. 2-0. And that'll be on the outside half for a called strike, 2-1. Lunar winds and deals. High pop up out of play. As the count is 2-2. Emily Perez in the on-deck circle for Mayfield. She's due up next. 4-2 ball game. Bases empty here in the top of the 6th inning. And that'll miss above the belt. Check swing for Angels. Count goes to 3-2. The pitch. High pop up and right side of the infield, getting into the outfield. Wind taking it a little bit, and Ortiz able to stay with it and make the catch. And there's 2 down. Yeah, you could watch that one. That went sky high, and she was kind of parking over it pretty much close to her position at second base when she normally stands. She ends up catching it almost on the foul line on the first base side in the outfield. So it really, the wind definitely took that a little bit. I'll bring up Emily Perez as first pitch is a swing and a miss, and 0-1. Perez 0 for 2, as she has popped out and struck out in her 2 tries. And the pitch from Lunar. And that'll be a check swing foul off the first base side. 0-2. Again, a number of games happening throughout the area. Maybe if we've got a final for you for Mescalero Apache softball. I know they were playing, I think, at 3 o'clock against Capitan today. Let's see if a final has been hosted there. Has not. Tularosa softball. As we get a big wind gust there, it's going to be fouled off. Count stays 0-2. Wind is definitely picking up more as it's blowing in from right center field. And another 0-2 on the way. Swing and a miss, and struck her out. So Lunar up to 9 strikeouts. Puts Mayfield down in order in the top of the 6th. Lady Tigers running out of opportunities. They come up in the bottom of the 6th, down 4-2 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. We'll be back after this.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Here in our community, we honor the strength of our military families and their children during Military Child Month. First National Bank is honored to support the families who serve, and we thank you for your service.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Remember, if something seems too good to be true, it often is. This is Emily from First National Bank. Trust your instincts and stay vigilant to online fraud. Protect yourself from becoming a victim. Think before you act. If you have concerns, contact your bank for further assistance.
First National Bank, member FDIC.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Welcome back. The wind has significantly picked up. It's actually changed directions a little bit. This is hard hit and out of play by Haley Evans, and it'll be 0-1 to begin the bottom of the sixth inning. So I'm not sure if we'll see a whole lot of home runs here late in this one with the way the wind is blowing in. I think we're getting a little bit of outflow from the clouds over to our south and east, because it is significantly windier. And as I said, the wind is kind of blowing in from right center field. Now it's blowing in from left field, and that's a hard hit ground ball. It's a base hit. Took a good bounce over the third baseman's glove, and Alamogordo gets a base runner. Tying run coming to the plate in Davi Gonzalez. Alamogordo's thinking about a courtesy runner for Haley. It doesn't seem that's the case. Mayfield's infield is going to chat things over here. As I said, going to the break, Lady Tigers running out of opportunities here, down by a couple of runs. Don't need to get it all here. If they can get themselves back to a one-run difference, that always makes it a little more nerve-wracking. We've got the outfield fence along the first base line has come loose, and they had to go check that. First pitch is going to end up missing. And yeah, as you can probably tell if you're listening at home, the wind is howling right now. Ground ball and a base hit. That goes up the first base side. Evans going to be on her horse trying to get to third. She gets there, and the Lady Tigers with a great start to the inning. Back-to-back singles. And let me try for a bad radio pun here. The winds of momentum may be changing for the Lady Tigers here as the Lady Tigers get back-to-back singles, put a runner in scoring position, and Alyssa Bautista, who was popped out and was hit by a pitch, comes to the plate. And we may get a pinch runner here for Davi. Give Alamogordo a little bit more speed on the base pass here. And I wish I could shield myself from the wind here a little bit. I know if you guys are listening, it's not the most fun thing to listen to have the wind blowing right into your speakers. And looks like it's Reagan Rose that's coming on to run. And so Alyssa Bautista to the plates with runners in the corners. See if Alamogordo's looking at a double steal try here. Rose does not go. Pitch misses high. And it's 1-0 to Bautista. And the Lady Tigers take advantage. Getting a couple runners on here to begin the bottom of the sixth. This is hit in the air out to left field. It is going to drop in foul territory. I don't know if Bidcomo actually could have gotten to that and decided to let it drop. If that was the case, that's actually smart, because Evans would have been able to tag up and and probably would have scored on that play. I think it's more likely that she just couldn't quite get to it. The wind really knocked that down. Thankfully, the wind is backing off just a little bit. This is fouled off and out of play. Counts 1-2. Rose at first. Evans at third. 1-2's in the dirt. And good work there by Ponce as she scoops that up with her glove and keeps it in front of her, 2-2. First time today the Lady Tigers have, take that back. They have not more than back-to-back hits. That will miss, and the count is full now, 3-2. Nobody out, runners in the corners. Lujan ready to go. Here's the pitch. Flowing away. And that'll be a walk. Pitch got away a little bit, but not far enough for Evans to try to score. But 2 singles and a walk, and the Lady Tigers have the bases loaded with nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th, and this will lead to a visit from the dugout. As they will chat things over, and Iceland Ortiz with an opportunity to certainly cut into the lead, maybe tie it up. Who knows? But as big of a moment as we probably had in this game, because it's sort of just been, kind of onesie-twosies out there in terms of runs that have come across. Nobody's been able to put together a big inning, and this is definitely the best chance the Lady Tigers have had at that. We're going to get another pinch runner here for Alamogordo as Parker Wade is over at first base. So the Lady Tigers with a couple of pinch runners. Bautista and Gonzalez, who got on base. And I'm sure they'll re-enter in the top half of the inning. The question is, will we be tied up? The Lady Tigers perhaps have taken the lead. Or will Mayfield find a way to get out of this jam? They're moving the infield in. Ortiz, who has walked and popped out in her 2 tries, shows bunt, brings it back. Called strike on the inside corner from Lujan. And that's going to be in the dirt. Count evens up at 1-1. All of the infield for Mayfield is in front of the bags, and that's going to be inside, and 2-1. Now, here's one thing I say: you're looking for ground balls, but if you do hit one in the air, it's not going to be easy for the fielders to make a play with the way the wind is blowing. And looking for the outside corner, Lujan does not get the call. 3-1. That did not miss by much. Just off the plate. There's the pitch. And liner right back to the third baseman, and she will make the grab. Really nice play over there by Angel as she was able to secure that. Well hit from Ortiz, and Chloe Evans is going to come to the plate. And she hits for Elise Rahman. That's the flex player that is coming in to hit. And I wonder with Chloe, maybe they think about putting down a bunt and play a squeeze play here with her speed. So it'll be one down. And Evans trying to make something happen here for the Lady Tigers. Like that the catcher, there was a little bit of dirt on the outside corner of the plate, and she was trying to wipe it up. Home plate umpire went out there and wiped it. Hey, make sure he's got a good view of the whole play. That's a good call. And that's going to miss down and in as Evans held up on a swing attempt. The 1-0. And a ground ball, and that is going to be no, they're going to call it a foul ball up the third base line. That was very close, 1-1. That actually worked out better for the Lady Tigers there because they had the force out at home pretty easily for the second out. Might have had a chance to turn two over to first base. Bases loaded with one out. Lady Tigers trailing 4-2 in the bottom of the sixth inning. And this is popped up on the infield, and that's going to be snagged over at second base. And the Lady Tigers, who got the bases loaded with nobody out, now have two outs. Hard hit liner that was caught by the third baseman. A soft little pop out there to the second baseman. As Oliver makes the play, and Lola Carbajal needing to come up with a base hit. The infield will switch back to their normal positions now. And it's pretty well hit, but foul up the third base side. Then the count is 0-1. If the Lady Tigers can't come up with, honestly, if they can't tie this game up in this inning, well, that momentum is just going to feel zapped. And then you got Mayfield will be looking for some insurance in the top half, but we'll see what happens. 0-1. That's in there for a strike, and the count's 0-2. Carbajal gets a piece of it, sends it to the backstop, and the count will remain 0-2. Haley Evans singled, Davi Gonzalez singled, put runners in the corners, then a walk to Batista. And a swing and a miss, and a huge, huge finish there from Mayfield as they get a line out, a pop out, and a strikeout, and get out of a bases-loaded jam with nobody out. So it remains 4-2 when we go to the final inning. Top of the seventh, Mayfield looking for insurance. Lady Tigers trying to keep this a two-run ball game. You're listening to Lady Tiger Fast Pitch here on Alamo Sports and Talk.
The Winner's Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winner's Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winner's Circle.
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Join the fantastic team at Ochoa Stucco. Full-time positions, on-the-job training, and competitive pay. Start a career in construction. Message Ochoa Stucco on Facebook or call 575-442-6745 to schedule an interview.
Join Stand Up to Cancer and Jazz Pharmaceuticals to raise awareness of small cell lung cancer and accelerate the pace of research. Ask your healthcare provider about screening options that might be right for you or a loved one. Visit standuptocancer.org/lung to learn more.
A line drive out to left center field that goes all the way to the wall to begin the inning. Brisa Quintana will end up at second base for Mayfield. And just like that, the Lady Trojans put a runner in scoring position on the very first pitch of the top of the seventh inning as they try to give themselves a little bit more breathing room going to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Brings up Sandra Roberto, who's 0 for 3. A couple of pop-outs, and strikeout. And his first pitch to her will miss outside, 1-0. She did hit one deep out to right center field in her last at-bat. The 1-0. Missing outside, 2-0. Now, Lady Tigers unable to score after loading the bases with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th. And still find themselves down by a pair of runs. Outside again, 3-0. And Mayfield going into the heart of their order. Now, the top of the order hasn't had a particularly great day, but you got to imagine there's a reason why these ladies are hitting in these positions. So just because it hasn't been great so far, as the 3-0 misses outside. It looked like that was in there, but a 4-pitch walk. So it's runners on first and second. And Adrina Guillen, who has struck out, grounded out, and grounded out in her 3 tries. Lady Tigers would love a ground out here, maybe try to turn 2. Bunt attempts and a strike, 0-1. She's obviously looking to advance the runners here. The 0-1 and a bunt attempt that almost looked like I don't know if that would have been an out there. I assume it would be. It's not like a foul tip in the glove on less than 2 strikes. But I think that would have been an out if she had caught it, but it's 0-2. Trying to hit the outside corner. I think that was up, probably a bit outside to the left-handed hitter. 1-2. There's the pitch. Fouled off, and we'll do it again. If you're just tuning in, Alamogordo took a 1-0 lead in the first on an RBI single from Davi Gonzalez. Mayfield would score 2 in the top half to take the lead, one of them on a wild pitch and the other on an RBI double from Genesis Angel. As here comes the 1-2, and this is hit in the air out to left field, and that's going to drop down, and that's going to be trouble. It's down into the corner. 1 run has scored, and it'll be a double for Guillen. Double walk, double for Mayfield here in this inning, and they have extended their lead 5-2. It'll be Jaylene Ponce coming to the plate. A couple of strikeouts and a double for her. She scored a run. As Mayfield gives themselves some insurance here at 5-2, and may not be done as the pitch misses. 1-0. Going back to our recap of this, Lady Tigers gave those 2 runs in the top of the second. And the Mayfield coach is going over and talking to the home plate umpire, and I don't know if Alamogordo re-entered some of these players or not. Oh, no, I take that back. He's just going to do a courtesy runner here. And when they start pulling out the lineup cards, and I guess that isn't a courtesy runner. That's a pinch runner that's on. So it looks like Onaya Langston. The Lady Tigers would tie it up in the bottom of the 3rd on a Chloe Lenar solo home run. And then Mayfield would score in the 4th on a throw out to second on a steal attempt. Swing and a miss for Ponce. 1-1. They would add on another run in the 5th inning on an RBI double from Peyton Oliver. And then here in this inning, it's an RBI double from Adrina Guillen. That has made it 5-2. Missing outside. Count goes to 2-1. Pop up and out of play. 2-2. Ponce has struck out twice, but came with that big double in the 5th inning. High pop up again, out of play. And we'll keep the count at 2-2. I misspoke earlier, by the way. Tularosa Baseball is playing Hot Springs today, and they got the win 12-3. Socorro's who they played last week. And Tularosa Softball begin at 6 o'clock, so we'll have, I don't know if we'll have a final score before we sign off the air today. As this is hit high in the air, and again, foul up the first base side, so won't say it continues to keep the at-bat going. And Lennar waiting for softball. And starting to bring a few more softballs in. And another 2-2 count as Ponce will step back into the box. Runners on second and third with nobody out. One run already crossed in this inning as Mayfield's in front by 3. Lennar with her hands up in the air looking for the pitch call. And now she's got it. And a foul ball again by Ponce, this time closer to home plate, just got a piece of it. As the count stays 2-2. This will be the 8th pitch of this at-bat. And she went around as that was in the dirt. And that'll be a swing and miss on strike 3. And there's one down. And it'll be Peyton Oliver, who has walked and singled and doubled. I kind of think that the intentional walk should be a thought process here, but Alva's going to pitch to her again. Interesting. That'll miss. Looks like a little bit low. I think if anything, you load the bases and you got to force at any base if you put her on, but and that's a called strike on the outside corner. And the count evens up at 1-1. The pitch. And good spin ball there from Lennar, and got Oliver tied up there. I think that was probably going to miss high, but Oliver, when she went to hold up on the swing, she got the bat just a little bit over there, and just a little bit of a foul tip. 1-2. Low and away, and Evans will keep that in front of her. It's in the dirt, 2-2. Into the line. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. Back to the screen. And it'll stay 2-2. Top of the 7th inning. Mayfield with one run across. They've extended their lead 5-2 and still threatening here with runners on second and third and one down. Oliver looking for her 3rd hit of the day. 2 for 2 with a walk. Single and double and an RBI. And 2 runs scored. Here's the pitch. And fouled off again. Count stays 2-2. Plate umpire will give a brush off of the dish. it comes. That one's going to miss high. Count goes full now, 3-2. As Oliver steps in. And here's the pitch. Gets it in the air, fouled, out of play up the first base side. And this will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat. So this 3 and 4 spot in the order is forced Lunar to throw a lot of pitches. Yeah, I think if Mayfield does get a hit here and brings in a couple of runs, that probably puts this one to bed. So trying to at least keep him in striking distance. Hit in the air out to center field. Evans going to make the play, and she'll throw it to the cutoff, but that was way too deep for her to make a throw home. So sac fly, RBI. Second RBI of the day for Oliver. There is 2 down, but Mayfield now leads 6-2. And will send up Ariana Lujan. She'll try to give herself a little bit more breathing room in the bottom of the 7th inning. And that one, I think, came in and hit her. And she is not feeling too good there. It certainly had a bad noise to it. And it looks like it hit her on her right elbow. So one of those things where the right elbow or the forearm, and you take that, and a lot of times that you sort of lose the feeling. Dave Maldonado, the Alamogordo athletic trainer, is checking things out, having her extend that right arm. And we'll probably see a courtesy runner come on for Lujan, so that is her pitching arm. That's certainly a concern. They do have somebody, I think, warming up over here. Audrina Guillen. There was a question between her and Lujan. I assume that was a hit by pitch, so I think, yeah, they're sending on a courtesy runner here. Clay Marujo is coming out of the dugout. And she'll head over to first base. So I think the question is for Lujan, will she be able to come out and pitch in the next inning? She should have some time to shake that off a little bit. So I guess she has to physically go over to first before they can do the courtesy runner. I didn't know that was a rule, but it sort of makes sense that it is. All right. First and second with 2 outs, and Dallas Bencomo will come to the plate. And she'll watch the first pitch miss, 1-0. She is 1 for 3, a couple of strikeouts, and a single. As Lunar looks in, and here's the pitch. And a foul tip. It'll be 1-1. Here comes the pitch. And that will miss. 2-1. Just off the outside corner was that one. There's the 2-1s on the way. That's in the dirt. Evans keeps it in front of her. 3-1 the count. And the pitch. High pop up out of play. And the count goes full 3-2. Runners will be able to get a head start here. With 2 down and runners on first and second. So base hit could score 2 runs here. The Lady Tigers aren't careful. 3-2. And it's hit in the air out to right center field. Evans is after it. She's got it, an underhand grab, and ends the inning. Another nice play in the outfield from Chloe Evans. And the Lady Tigers give up 2 in the top of the 7th. They trail 6-2. And will need a big rally. We'll return. You're listening to Lady Tiger Fast Pitch here on Alamo Sports and Talk.
Vacations, weekend getaway, consolidations, appliances, furniture, medical repairs, and more. When life happens, OFCU has a loan for that. Personal loans are as low as 9.99% APR. Apply in person or online today at oterofcu.org. All loans subject to credit approval and restrictions may apply. Not all will qualify. Federally insured by NCUA.
Our success is our success. We belong to you.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. The pitching change for the Lady Trojans as they'll bring in on Audrina Guillen. They do send Ariana Lujan to first base. And basically just a switch, as Guillen was playing first base previously. And I don't know if the hit-by pitch made the decision easier or if they knew they were going to switch up pitchers. Like I said, prior to the game, I don't think Mayfield had made the decision on who was going to pitch this game, and or they were just trying to keep, not let Alamogordo. No, it was one of the two, but they hadn't put it down until about the last minute. So 6-2 Mayfield here in the bottom of the 7th inning on the Richardson Motor scoreboard, and Allison Cisco will watch that first pitch miss. Cisco will watch that one in there for a called strike. And the count's 1-1. Lady Tigers get back to the top of the order after this. That'd be monstrous if Cisco could get on base here to begin the inning. 1-1. That's going to miss, I think, a bit up and outside. 2-1, whatever way you can do it. Guillen ready to go. And this hit in the air, foul. And the count evens up at 2-2. Steps back into that right-hand batter's box, and the right-handed pitching again goes to the plate. That's going to miss a bit up and outside. And the count's full now, 3-2 for Cisco. And just getting a piece of it, deflects off the catcher's mask, and Cisco keeps the at bat alive. Lunar and Kosum, the others due up in this inning. Another full count pitch coming up. As here it comes from Guillen. Ooh, called strike 3. Right the belt. Maybe a touch high, but Lady Tigers don't get the call. One down, and Chloe Lunar comes to the plate. Only a home run back in the third. A couple of other pop-ups. Lady Tigers going to have to string together some hits to try to rally back here, down by 4. And a ground ball to the right side. Snagged at second. Toss on to first from Oliver, and there's 2 down. And so the Lady Tigers down to their last out. Reminder, these 2 teams will play again on Friday. It's been Tuesday, Thursday doubleheaders up to this juncture of the season, but Tuesday, Friday the rest of the way, at least scheduled Tuesday, Friday. Outside it misses here to Amani Kosum, who's 2 for 3. Couple of singles for her today. And that's going to be on the inside corner for a strike. 1-1. We'll say kudos to the home plate umpire. I think he's called a good game today. I feel like his strike zone has been really solid. And here's one just beyond the reach of the glove of Oliver at second into the outfield. And Kosum again with a 3+ hit game. And the Lady Tigers are going to have to do this all with 2 outs as Haley Evans will come to the plate. What a difference those 2 runs in the top of the 7th inning mean for Mayfield. The tying run would be at the plate right now if the Lady Tigers were able to keep them off the scoreboard. Or if the Lady Tigers had taken advantage of that bases loaded with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th. So kind of similar to like the lost Oregon Mountain and one of the losses to Centennial as a line out right to third ends the game, and that will do it. 6-2, Mayfield gets the win on the Richardson Motors scoreboard. They stay undefeated on the season, 18-0 now for the ladies in green and yellow. We will take a break and come back and wrap it up on the Otero Federal Credit Union postgame show. Stay with us.
This is Deborah Romero, President and CEO of First National Bank. Banking should be personal. It's the comfort of being greeted by name, celebrating life's milestones, and staying connected to what matters most. Because when your bank truly knows you, you're never just another transaction. We're proud to support you on your financial journey and serve in the communities we call home. First National Bank, where community and commitment come together. Stop in today and experience the difference.
First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Winner's Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit, whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief. We can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winner's Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winner's Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Transform your home with Ochoa Stucco. Whether it's a fresh look or a durable finish, their expert team delivers quality and style. Say goodbye to bland exteriors and hello to stunning curb appeal. Ochoa Stucco, always a flawless finish. 442-6745.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Vacations, weekend getaway, consolidations, appliances, furniture, medical repairs, and more. When life happens, OFCU has a loan for that. Personal loans are as low as 9.99% APR. Apply in person or online today at oterofcu.org. All loans subject to credit approval. Other restrictions may apply. Not all will qualify. Federally insured by NCUA.
Your success is our success. We belong to you.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard, or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. You're listening to Lady Tiger Fast Pitch and the Otero Federal Credit Union postgame show. Lady Tigers fall 6-2, and Mayfield remains undefeated on the season, 18-0, 7-0 in district. Lady Tigers now 3-4 in district and 14-4 overall. Going to be really, really difficult for Alamogordo to find a way to get back and compete for the district title this year. But 2 more games on Friday. And if they can sweep those and win this series, they'll at least give themselves an outside shot. But they really needed to get all 3 from Mayfield this week to have or at least, let's put it this way, it would have kept them in the driver's seat. Now they need help. And, that's obviously tough. And next week against Cruces isn't going to be easy. And I think that last week against Gadsden is going to be challenging as well. But Chloe Lenar, 1 for 4 with a home run. Run scored, obviously. Monty Kosum, run scored. She went 3 for 4 with 3 singles. Haley Evans was 1 for 4 with a single. Davi Gonzalez 2 for 3 with 2 singles and an RBI today. Alyssa Bautista got on a couple times with a hit by pitch and a walk. Iceland Ortiz got on with a walk today, 0 for 2 for her. And bottom of the order, 7, 8, 9, unfortunately unable to get on base today. And 2 pitchers for Mayfield's Ariana Lujan went those 6 innings, and then Audrina Guillen came in and finished it out. For Mayfield, they got a run-in on a wild pitch and an RBI double from Genesis Angel. Made it 2-1 in the second. In the 4th inning, it was a missed throw out to second on a double steal attempt that brought a run in. It was an RBI double in the 5th for Peyton Oliver that brought in a run. And then an RBI double that scored a run in the second from Audrina Guillen. A sac fly RBI from Peyton Oliver scored another run. And that made it 6-2. And that gave Mayfield the victory, and the Lady Tigers come up short at home. We'll see if they can make something happen on the road on Friday. Best of luck to them. We'll be on the air with Tiger Baseball on Friday. I don't have a final score for you on that. The Tigers are playing at 7 o'clock tonight, so they probably just got underway. Tularosa Baseball won 12-3 today over Hot Springs. They'll be at home on Friday for a doubleheader. The Tiger Tennis girls got a 6-3 win over Mayfield. The boys lost 7-2. Mescalero Apache Golf finished in 9th place on the boys' side up at the Leroy Gooch Invitational today. Tularosa softball is in action right now. Probably not finished up quite yet. Mescalero Apache softball played Capitan today. And Mescalero Apache baseball, I believe, has a doubleheader against Lordsburg today. So we'll try to post all the scores for you on the Alamo Sports Facebook page. Check it out. And y'all have a great rest of your night. I'll be with you on the roundup from 2 to 3 p.m. tomorrow. Lady Tigers fall on the Richardson Motor scoreboard 6-2. Thanks to all of our sponsors, Richardson Motor Company, Otero Federal Credit Union, Winter Circle, Ochoa Stucco, easy for me to say, and First National Bank. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, and stay tuned with us here on Alamo Sports and Talk.
Some workdays just run better. Apps fire up, calls are crisp, and your team stays locked in. No lag, no drop-offs. That's the momentum zone, where tools respond instantly and collaboration stays in sync. And it's all powered by TDS Business Internet. Ready for an unstoppable workday? With TDS, the momentum zone is waiting.